Alrighty, so we're rolling. This one is for you, dear Taurus. That's you over there. This is Tarot Illumination. This is your mini generic love and relationship report for the October 2018 season. Okay? You've probably been here before, but we'll just tell you the drill anyway, okay? We're going to use the Crucible spread like we do. It's a Tarot Illumination spread for love and relationships specifically, especially those who are already coupled up. This allows for the self, the other, and the third entity that always exists, whether we know it or like it or not, the relationship itself, which has its own identity, energy, and structure, and meaning, and purpose, and mission. Okay? So you also know the drill. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising, especially if they're all different, and then reinterpret everything, squish it into your own movie. All right? Also, cross-watch the significant other. It might help. We don't know. So also, if you want to go deep into spirit just for you, Taurus, you might want to cross-reference everything back to the monthly Journey of the Heart reports. That's a separate playlist, all right? So the next thing is when we do this, actually, let's just get on with some routine stuff. I just got to do it, okay? Please bear with me. This is the monthly, highly distilled, simplified Tarot Illumination Astro Doodle. Okay, we'll talk about this in a second. I'll come back. I want to go straight to the housekeeping, okay? Tarot Illumination membership, Tarot Illumination Love Tribe membership. Click, there's a little button up here, or check the links below. Personal readings, links below. First Friday's healing event, come and join us, please. It's going to be different, let's just say. Shopping, the books, the satin silk scarf, see the links below. Alrighty, thank you very much for listening. I want to pull out the key dates for the month. The most important is October the 8th, new moon in Libra, okay? October 10th and 12th, we've got the big Scorpio stellium piling up. October 24th, we've got the full moon, Taurus, moon in Taurus, sun in Scorpio. So the whole relationship axis is going to be lit up. October 26th, Scorpio stellium, maxing out here. Okay, Jupiter, Mercury, Sun, Venus, all in Scorpio. That's a huge pileup of Scorpio energy, and that's in full opposition to you, even though this is the October Libra season. Okay, so let's get to it. Let me just show you the Astro Doodle here first. I'll make this one all about you. We'll tweak it like this so that you're now on the horizon. This is Taurus, okay? So already you know Taurus. Uranus is in Taurus. It just started the beginning of a 7-year journey. And when we come to the full moon, October 24th, the moon is going to be there too. So it could be a very, let's just say, interesting time going through October. A lot of surprises, random, like shock and awe, awakenings, destabilizations, miracles, okay? Even miraculous things can happen here. The next thing, of course, is the Libra new moon. We already talked about that. That's going to be over here in your 6th house of, habits, lifestyle, service. And so it could be new starts there. What are you doing? I'll come to the notes here in just a second. Over here in your 7th house of relationship, even marriage, okay? We've got the huge stellium over here of Scorpio piling up, okay? Can you see it? Sun, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury all over there. And Venus is the planet of love going retrograde in Scorpio. So this could have a very powerful influence on you, Taurus, especially if it involves like a soulmate type relationship. Let me go to the notes here. For you, Taurus, the new moon in Libra, it's in your 6th house. It's your chance for new beginnings, new starts in healthier habits in relationship. Okay, Venus, relationship, in Libra, relationship. Okay, so you would discover and learn about all this in the context of relationship. Okay, so relationship is absolutely paramount for you this month. It's not so much always like this. Okay. The Scorpio stellium, it is right there in your 7th house of one-on-one relationship. The best of things and the worst of things. Your open enemies, there's nowhere to hide in this from the 7th house, okay? So it's a huge opportunity to reevaluate your most significant one-on-one relationships. Deep healing, diving deep, the world of intimacy, deep intimacy, deep soul merger, where it's so frightening because your soul is dissolving into another, and another soul is dissolving into yours, and then you emerge, you become intimate, and then you separate back into your individual selves. It can be a little intimidating, but it's a place where the deep soul healing can occur only in the context of an intimate relationship. So this would be coming at you from a significant other, from the seventh house to you. It could be intense and profound. So go Taurus and prepare now. This, I want to emphasize also, this could include what might feel like a soulmate union now at the very depths. You might have been circling around this and flirting with this, but now it's full on and you would know, okay? So the thing is, you might not fully understand it until we get to the full moon in Taurus towards the end of the month, when it might look like shock and awe, revelations from the things that you discover early on in the month with the Libra new moon, okay? So it's kind of a big wow month for you, Taurus. Okay, let's put this aside. We might come back to the doodles. We'll see in a moment. Let's get to the reading itself, all right? So thank you for your patience in dealing with that very long intro, but it is very important for you, Taurus, because the whole energy of relationship is being really amplified right now, especially to the middle and later in the month, all right? Even though some people think of it as Libra season, it's actually heavy duty on Scorpio, your significant opposite, okay? So you can't get more opposite than that. In terms of, relationships, one of the most valuable components of relationship is the mirror, being the significant mirror for the other and providing the reflection that the other needs for them to evolve and grow and heal. You can be there for them and they can be there for you. It can only happen in a seventh house one-on-one, complete 180 degrees polarity type of relationship. So there you go. And it looks like somewhere or other that is going to come into play. All right, so let's just allow for that. Cards are already well shuffled in advance. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals, no time, no space, no room. Cards are fine the way they were made. And please bring in your invisible friends. All right, Taurus? Let's do this as a group thing. Please don't be scared to reach out. There's so much pressure on the seventh house now for you that it would be perfectly appropriate for you to reach out and invite your angels and archangels and guardian angels, all of that, to support you through all of this, because it means you're going to be diving very deep. Okay? Cards are shuffled. Well done. Let's get on with it. Cards are being cut. Nice, even, gentle cut. Bless the deck. Bless all the cards, each one. Bless you, Taurus. Bless Tarot Lumination. Bless the whole channel and the technology and everything that allows this to happen between us. Over here, what are you radiating? Think of yourself as a pulsing, radiating being, like a cell phone. What are you transmitting? What are you receiving, especially in the context of love? Same for the other. What are they transmitting? Deep down from your heart and soul, what are you transmitting? Deep down, what are they transmitting from the heart and soul? Deep down at the core itself, this is the crucible. This is a structure. From the top, it looks like a bowl. It's a very intense bowl that can withstand massive pressures that occur in the context of love and relationship as we intimate and separate. And this could be a very intense month for you, okay? Just letting you know, giving you a heads up. That's why we do these reports. Duh. Okay, over here, momentum, prospects, okay? How strong is the crucible? What is the nature and the structure and the strength? How is it built? Are you aware that you have this structure? Are you taking ownership? This is not a couple's reading. It's all about you, Taurus, and we're just allowing for their energy reflecting back to you. Significant energy over here with environmental, circumstantial. What does that look like? Call it the weather. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. My feeling here is this is a really good opportunity for you to come into yourself, come into your own sense of individuation and being, and realize how amazingly lucky you are to be you, how abundant you are to be you, how unique you are to be you. And it's very appropriate for you to maintain this integrity of identity, owning yourself, keeping yourself in your own power, in your own strength, in your own substance, being very earthy, being the most grounded, solid, wealthy, self-loving Taurus you could be. No apologies allowed. Okay, this is being reflected back to you. You might actually see this being symbolized in your world around you. The home, the family, the relationships, even the mirror. When you look in the mirror, you might start to see your own beauty, your own abundance, in ways that are evident where nobody can take that from you. All right, let's have a look. What are you radiating here? Okay, with the Three of Cups. So you might be getting a little glimpse, enough to make you toast yourself. This is almost like, to me, feels like extremely shy energy here. I know it's sort of like gregarious and party oriented, but to me personally, it feels like this is almost like very private, very, very personal, going into your own self and your own being, perhaps sharing a very, very private, intimate moment with a significant other where you celebrate yourself and your own unique being. You celebrate themselves and their own unique being, and they do the same in reverse to you. And then you celebrate the relationship itself. You actually honor and toast and celebrate what it is that you have, whatever it is, however challenging it might be. It feels to me that there's something really valuable here for both of you, especially, well, it's for you, something very valuable here that needs to be acknowledged and reciprocated and respected and celebrated between you and a significant other. And that's what I think you're doing here. But it's in a very shy, quiet, very, very discreet way. Extremely discreet. Okay, that's what I'm sensing. Of course, you could share that outwardsly. Let's say you get in the mood, and let's say you have that moment. Let's say you came out, let's say you went out for dinner or something, just the two of you, and you celebrated what you've got, everything that you've been through, the torture, the torments, the joy, the ecstasy, and you come out the other side thinking, wow, we have something of substance here. I can see it in you. I see your own unique wonder. And I was going to say the same thing to you. Let's toast on that. Let's celebrate. Okay, so that's what's happening. That's what I feel is happening here. And then when you, like, let's say you leave the little cafe or the restaurant, people can sense that aura. And it's almost like they would look at you and go, wow, I raise my glass to you. They won't say that outwardly, but people could tell that much joy and that much happiness. Other people can sense that as an aura that radiates off of you, Taurus. Okay. What about the other? Who knows? Okay. Well, with the Eight of Wands here, it feels like there's a lot of passionate commitment here to make this work, to actually be that person for you. And it's almost like they actually get off on being that person for you, like the significant other, where you're gazing at each other in the mirror, realizing like, wow, I am really that awesome. Really, truly? And they say, absolutely. It's about time you realize that. And I am here to tell you, I am the only one who can actually tell you this, because I have the courage to go deep with you, and I have a lot to tell you. And it is that you are awesome. And I'm willing to celebrate this with you. Let's toast, let's celebrate. And we can take it a little bit further later on if you want to. I'm radiating a lot of energy of Eight of Wands here. I feel like I have a lot more to offer, a lot more to do in this relationship. Are you saying you're more attracted to me than ever? Yeah, well, come closer and find out. Okay. Whoa, okay. Sorry, that was getting a little bit hot there. Woo! That's what I'm sensing. All right, here we go. What's coming out deep down? Okay, let's not get carried away with ourselves. Okay, with the Ten of Wands here, my feeling is that this is going to be relating very much towards the end of the month, the Taurus full moon, where you're going to get a revelation. It feels to me like revelations. I actually put that in the notes here, didn't I? Revelations. I think there's going to be revelations here where, certain amount of passions can burn out, and then what are you left with? What happens in the ashes once everything burnt? Maybe you're left with something very, very beautiful and very valuable. What I think is going to happen, it's more like you come to a real deep down, there are certain things that are going on in your life, in your world, that you can't handle anymore, that you can't take anymore, whatever that might be. Now, is it the context of this relationship? Can you maintain the intensity of the relationship or the integrity of the relationship? Is it all too much for you? Or are you faking it and deep down you can't handle it? I don't feel that at all with any of this. It would be easy to see that and feel that from here with the Ten of Wands. But what my feeling is that when it comes around the full moon, this is the chance for revelations and awakenings of anything and everything that you can't handle in your life, in your world anymore, that needs to go, that is no longer appropriate, that impedes love, that impedes relationship with a significant other who obviously very clearly, passionately adores you. Okay? And so this is, to me, it feels like an indication that this means having to put down whatever's not working. That can be very hard to do for a Taurus, because Taurus, you can be very, very, very fixed in your ways. And if you've already uh, got something going in your life, in your world that works, but it's like it's being taken to the max of its abilities to work, but it hasn't got chances to work any further, whatever that might be, then that has to be admitted. You have to reveal that to heal it. Allow yourself to put the burdens down that you can't carry anymore, and just do it. It doesn't mean you're a failure or a loser, or it's the end of the relationship or the end of the world or anything. It's just an admission that you can only take so much in love, in life, in the journey. And it requires going very, very deep to figure out what it is that needs to be revealed. Not, it requires going very, very deep to find out what is revealed, to get the revealing so that it can be healed. And the healing needs to happen here, okay? You need deep, deep, deep healing, Taurus. Perhaps from a significant other over here who has the passions and desires to perhaps do so. And maybe they have expressed that to you. And so, well, look, what are they radiating over here? More wands. Whoa. Okay. Well, with the Nine of Wands here, my feeling is that everything is getting maxed out, taken to this like point of maximum pressure where something's going to crack. Okay, something somewhere is going to crack, and they are like putting everything that they have, everything that they are into. They're doing this very passionately in a very committed way, putting it into the relationship in such a way that it does work. They very, very, very much want this thing to work some way, somehow. But there's also the understanding that there are certain things that are just simply not acceptable anymore, that have been either ignored or buried or shoved under the carpet. You know, with that revelation that's coming here. Let's put you on the horizon again. Okay, over here. See, when we get to the full moon, okay, over here, it's happening early in the Taurus. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Taurus on October 24th here. This might be like this moment of revelation, moment of awakening, like where it happens, like a bit of like shock and awe, like you get closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, and then you have this like moment where you realize everything and everything that does not work for you, and they have to go through this scary journey of actually getting closer and closer and closer to find out what that is themselves. It takes huge amounts of courage to go that deep, go that intimate, to find out what is not working. And it's like they are there for you. They want you to find out what's not working, because that whatever's not working impedes the chance for the relationship to prosper and flourish itself. Now, if there is a, let's say, like a component of like the physicality of the relationship, and it's kind of reached a burnout phase, and no matter what you do to try and fix it, you have to accept that you've reached a burnout here. So what are we going to do about it now? Like some relationships get to that point where everything is sparked by passion, 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 and it's like just two bodies always hooking up. We intimate, we separate, we intimate, we separate. But sometimes it can get to the point where that is no longer a part of the relationship anymore, no matter how much they might try, no matter how much you've tried to carry that, it's just not happening anymore. So that happens a lot in relationships. You probably know. We see it a lot, in personal readings and the evolutions of relationships. People burn each other out. People outgrow each other. No matter how much passion is there, sometimes it's just like, you know, everything's burnt to an ember. But it has to be admitted and understood. You can still love each other and make it more platonic and move forwards and be uh, very, very good friends. But the passion side might have burnt out. Who knows? I'm just throwing that in as a possible scenario here. Okay. And that would have no impact on your integrity or your independence or well-being. It's just a revelation of like new chapters, new beginnings for you. It's because, I mean, look over here. Let me do this again. Okay, because that full moon is sitting right there on top of you, along with the Uranus stuff. There's a lot of shock and awe that can happen here. It might be scary in some ways, like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this. I didn't want to admit this. Like, oh, let's just see what happens. Okay, let's just pull this out here. What's the relationship at the core? More wands. Okay, so to me, it feels like there's a desire to make things work, knowing that it has to work, but it also looks like the passion side has to be put into context. Is it appropriate? And with whom is it appropriate? So, like sometimes relationships become platonic, and sometimes platonic relationships become passionate, physical, and vice versa. I think we have to figure out that what is going on here, and in the context of who, because you need to figure out and know that yourself. Like, who am I in this relationship? Look at all these wands that are going on here. There's so much power, there's so much drive, there's so much passion that is available to you. Think of it as power that's available to you, resources. How are you going to handle this, Taurus, going forward? It looks like the relationship wants to know, for the sake of you and for the sake of the other. They want, like, the relationship, which has its own energy here, is definitely fervent, alive, and maybe it's actually becoming very stimulated now, especially when like it's being squeezed and pushed, pushed and pushed. I mean, there's no way to escape it here, Taurus. You're going to get full-on maximum intense opposition coming at you, almost like blinding energy lights shining on you over here, exposing your true self to yourself. And it's coming with a lot of energy. So how does that turn out? Let's have a look at prospects and momentum. Okay, love, oh my gosh. So it's almost, to me, it feels like the cracking open of like a beautiful crystal or some kind of like a what's the those what do they call them? Oh, what's the word for it? Those when you go to a crystal shop and you see all those big crystals and things and little ones and baby ones and big ones, and then they have the mother lode, which looks like a big boulder. And to me, it looks like there's a lot of pressure building up, pressure building up, pressure building up. What's not working? Like, we need to get the good stuff that's on the inside here. Everything that might have worked, okay, we have to figure this out. What is going to work? We need to know. We need to like crack this thing open. And you take that sort of brown, dirty ball, but you already know that there's something beautiful inside. You tap it, crack, and it pops right open. And you're left with this. This is what is revealed. It's either a deep desire and need for the healing power of love, to fill your love and relationship above, or to celebrate like the release of a lot of pent-up energy, perhaps even sexualized energy in some way, that it doesn't even have to be sexual. It just can be raw energy of life that bursts open, cracks open, and you reveal. It's like when those, oh, I wish I could remember the word for it. If you know what it is, please write in and tell Tarot Illumination. Is it a geode or something? I don't know what it's called, but I've seen pictures of them. They're like in the Peruvian jungles and things, or wherever in the mountains, wherever it is, Bolivia or something, Uruguay, I don't know. And they dig these things out of the ground, and you smash them open, and these amazing things on the inside, these dazzling crystals, like radiating. And I feel that's what's happening here for you, Taurus. And it's kind of like a revelation. It's almost it's almost too much to handle, almost unbearable to handle. Uh, like the process of, like, you know, cracking something, destroy. It's almost like destroying something in order to create something new. That's what I think is happening here. I think this is very much to do with the Libra new moon. For all of us, new starts, new beginnings in love and relationship. Where does that happen for you, Taurus? Okay, over here, the Libra new moon is over in your sixth house. You know, cleaning up, refining, purifying, cleansing, maybe going to, like, you know, crystals can be very, very healing. Maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe you're like cracking open like an egg type structure, and then you're exposing the beauty and wonder within. Like you're giving birth to yourself. It's very, very beautiful. And you've got this amazing energy out there supporting you and helping you, no matter how much of a struggle it is. You know, the birthing of the self and the individuation of the self, the realization of the new self, it can require huge amounts of energy. Just imagine a mother giving birth to a child. It requires huge amounts of commitment and love and energy to go through that much. You know, for a lot of women, it's pain and trauma. But look at what happens when you're giving birth to yourself. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so let's leave it at that. I look at this as, I don't want to explain it anymore. You can reinterpret this to suit yourselves. Okay, I see this as a very beautiful thing for you, Taurus. No matter how stressful it is, that the things that you have to go through. Okay, and this is all about you. Okay, you, Taurus. Lovely, lovely Taurus. Thank you so much for visiting. Take care. All the best. Please make the best of this. Bye bye.